What up, everybody? Good morning. How y'all doing? Taylor, it's good to see you. Trey, were you guys? How does that work? Were you guys just hanging out on YouTube? Were y'all just hanging out? How does that work? I wasn't live yet, and y'all were already making comments. Also, I got this white hair. Everything's inverted right now. It's driving me nuts. This white hair. Ow. It's kind of driving me nuts. Anyways, good morning, y'all. Good morning. Just chilling? You're just chilling here? So I guess you could comment before I go live, right? That's pretty cool. I was like, man, I'm already live and I don't know it. Out here picking my nose and things. Anyways, good morning, y'all. Happy Friday. We made it to the end of the week. Excited to hang with y'all today, just to chat it up. Fridays are always just kind of solo days. I was watching your video previously and alerted me on a broadcast. Oh, cool. We could not see you. Okay, good. That's good. I'm glad. That's good. So Fridays are usually solo shows just for me. Monday through Thursday, I usually have guests. Those guests usually range from talking about like job search stuff, but we talk about a variety of things. And I don't quite necessarily get practical, tactical stuff. So Fridays, I really try to just do me, myself, and I hang out with you guys, hang out with the community, answer any questions you may have about the job search, just kind of be a resource for you during this time, during this market. So again, comment if you're watching. Again, the reason why I tell people to comment, this is a networking platform, and if you've watched me recently, I've told this to guests. I've told guests, I said, hey, you're kind of secondary. And also, I don't mean that meanly, but like, really the reason why I do this live show is to connect, for you guys to connect with each other, right? And just have an excuse, right? Just send somebody a DM, be like, hey, it was great to see you. Also too, I wanted to kind of do some household kind of announcement things real quick. First off, LinkedIn's been super buggy with streams lately. A lot of you comment and I never see it. So I'm always going to stream on LinkedIn. But it looks like YouTube is like the best platform for questions. So if you really have a question, head on over to my YouTube. It's just T Dessen, youtube.com T Dessen or whatever it is. So because like I always comment like on my people after every single live show. And I see so many people who comment and say, hey, and like ask questions. I don't even see the questions. So again, if I don't get to if I don't get to your question or comment, it means I just didn't see you. And so again, I'm always going to stream live on YouTube. But again, Nick coming in here. But yeah, head on over to my YouTube. I'm going to push YouTube a little bit more. If you're on my texting community, I always send my YouTube link. It just seems to work a little bit better. LinkedIn Live is always buggy. Want to get to a few more kind of shout outs. First and foremost, Gun.io. If you need top engineering talent, let us know. Let me know. And I'll get you connected to our team to help you fulfill your open jobs really quickly. I want to give a shout out to Endorsed AI. Listen, if any talent recruiters, hiring managers watch this, I think this is a really cool tool. I'm doing some consulting with them on the side. Basically, what they do is they use AI to, based off parameters you plug into the software, and it like bubbles the resumes that are actually a fit to the top. Because when you're on the job search and you submit your resume, recruiters only search first in, first out, or last in, last out, last in, first out, if that makes sense. So like if you submit your resume late and the recruiter just searches on who submit their resume most recently, you're going to get seen. But the best candidate could be the first person who submitted the resume. So Endorsed AI is fixing this. I'm a big fan of their product. I'd highly recommend checking them out. If you do check them out, let David Head, the CEO, know I sent you. That'd be great. Also, again, I have a dad's group, Tech Dads group. First meetup is in 2 weeks, September 6th? Yep, 2 weeks from today. No idea what I'm doing, but we're going to build it as we go. So it's going to be great. So if you want to join tech-dads.beehive.com, subscribe. I'm not really going to send out a newsletter per se, but I'm going to use this as a way to make updates, if that makes sense. So we'd love to have you a part of that. I'm not going to spam you. Also, if you want updates for this live show, text live to 615-235-5650. I'm really using my texting community now as kind of updates whenever I do stuff. So if you want to get updates on the guest or the topics of when I go live, just text live to 615. This is actually my number, by the way. It's not some automated number. It's actually my number. So go check that out. Also, me and Kelly Vaughn. So if you don't know Kelly Vaughn, KVLLY on Twitter, she is a director of engineering. She and I are launching a job search community on Monday. Go sign up, thefriendzone.lol. We're going to open it up on Monday. We've already done a soft launch, have a few people in the community, and I think it's going to be wonderful. We just don't want you to go through the job search alone. So definitely come check that out. It's going to be a blast. I think that's it today. I think that's it. So let's see here. We got a few comments coming in. Ricardo, it's good to see you. Roxanne, it's great to see you as well. Chris, good to see you. Nick, wonderful to see you. What's the best way to ask to book a call with something? What do you mean by that? What do you mean by that? Eric, it's good to see you this morning. I genuinely had no idea. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Again, Taya, it's great to see you as well. And TikTok, it's great to see you. So the reason that what I want to talk to y'all about today is the cold outreach, right? And I think I see a lot of people stumble on this. I can't even. I really wish I could show you. I really wish I could like take all of the Twitter DMs I get and the LinkedIn DMs I get and show you like how not to do it. But I will tell you this, most people send a really, really poor initial DM. And so what I want to do is I want to talk real quick today about how to send a really, really good DM to somebody. First off, you will most likely find your job right now in this market through somebody you know, right? And I think for the longest time, if you've been following my content for a few years now, I've always been focused on net new, right? Always go out, always seek out new people, which I still think you need to do, but you also need to focus on your current network, right? And so what I would do, like if I were to get laid off tomorrow, I would absolutely just go through my LinkedIn and be like, okay, who do I know in a hiring position? And I'm just going to message them, right? So I would do that first. The next thing, what I would do is I would be specific, whether you're cold DMing somebody or DMing somebody you know. The biggest miss where I see people miss, the biggest way people miss out on this, right, is they don't go for the ask immediately. Like I don't have time to go back and forth with you on the DMs. If you saw my DMs, like you'd be like, oh yeah, you're right. You don't have time to go back and forth with me. And I'm not even in like a true recruiter seat, right? Like there are the recruiters out there in true recruiter seats. Like they definitely don't have time to go back and forth with you. So the biggest thing to do is when you message me, tell me quick about yourself. Give me the reason why you're DMing me and tell me if you're looking for a job, tell me why you're fit for the job, right? So let's see. I want to get to a few comments here before I continue. What's the best way to ask to book a call with something? This is exactly what I'm asking about. Cold outreach. How do I send a message to get on a call? All right. So how do I send a message to get on a call? So if you are messaging a hiring manager, let's say for this example, you found a hiring manager who essentially has a job, like they have a job posted, the hiring manager's attached to it. You're messaging the hiring manager. You don't know the hiring manager. This is what I would say. Hey, Mr. and Mrs. Hiring Manager, wanted to shoot you a quick DM. I'm sure you're overwhelmed, right? Show a little bit of empathy. I saw you had a role posted for this type of role. I went ahead and submitted my resume. So one of the things that I've talked with a lot of internal recruiters about, I would always submit your resume now. If you're going to go cold, always submit your resume, because what the person's going to tell you in the DMs is say, the first thing they're going to ask is, did you submit your resume? Right? So submit your resume to the job, then message the person and be like, hey, so-and-so, wanted to reach out, saw you had a mid-level role posted. I went ahead and submitted my resume to it. I really feel like I'm a fit, and here's why. Bang, bang, bang. What I would do is I would go to the nice to have and required skills, and I would outline your experiences as it relates to that in as simplest, least amount of words as you feasibly can. And then say, would love to chat with you if you have more time about this. That is what I would do. Again, I need to know who you are, what the skills you have as it relates to the role available, and like what you want from me. Because again, the amount of DMs I get right now that say, hey, or just like it's these long texts. Like I get these DMs on LinkedIn and they're just, I mean, they're a wall of text and there's no real ask, right? Listen, again, I cannot tell you this enough with resumes, with LinkedIn's, with emails, we live in a text focus, like text messaging focused world. Our attention spans are shit. You can't send long DMs anymore, right? So knock it off. Dev Mommy, it's good to see you this morning. Do you think people are too intimidated or just nervous? I think in my opinion, we have grown up in a culture where, especially like us millennials, where if we were raised to like not like it depends on your upbringing. I'm obviously very journalistic here is like, don't talk about yourself. Don't brag about yourself. Don't ask for something because that sounds like needy or something. So I think there's a lot of millennials out there who are really have a really awkward time going for the ask. Right. And so I think people are too intimidated and nervous to just go for the ask. Right. And I think people are scared of getting turned down. Listen, 99% of your job search is getting rejected. I'm just going to say that again. 99% of your job search is getting rejected. Only 1% of your job search is getting the offer accepted, right? So you just need to get used to it. You have to get used to it, right? Let's see here. Yes. He has seen my inbox. It is ridiculous. Yes, Joe, it's great to see you this morning. Yep, 98% of messages are garbage. I don't know if you. Oh, also, I do want to self-promote one more time. I have changed up my email newsletter and I'm trying to make it a networking email newsletter. So what I am doing now is every guest on my show, I am linking their profile, telling you why you should go network with them and reach out to them. So if you suck at networking and want a way to message people because they were on my show and you want to know a little bit about them before you send a DM, go subscribe to my newsletter. I've changed up the format a little bit. Let me know your thoughts. Would love to have you on the platform. So I want to give a shout there. I don't know if y'all have tuned in to episode this week with Liz. No, was it Liz or was it last week? I think it was Liz this week. So when it comes to because I asked her, I was like, what's your biggest tip for job seekers? She goes, nobody ever follows up with me in the DMs after submitting to a job. And so I would highly recommend working that into your workflow for sure. Let's see here. Don't forget the app ID. Yeah, what Trey's the rec number, job ID number, if that's a thing for this role, include that in the DM so they can be aware of that. I feel like the job search is speed dating. It unfortunately is, Trey. I mean, I think you got to get really, really, really comfortable and really, really good getting rejected and like communicating all of your information in like 6 minutes. I mean, it really is. I listen, there is a huge correlation between the job search and dating, right? Like, oh, I should do a whole entire series about it, right? So again, get comfortable at telling who you are, what you do, what value you can provide in 6 minutes or less, and as least amount of words as possible in the DMs. Let's see here, Wendy. It's great to see you this morning. Well, good news. The following generations are even worse with communication. Yeah, exactly. Let's see here. Garrett, it's good to see you this morning. Follow up is huge. Absolutely. It's glad to see y'all are using YouTube. Even though I want to drive traffic on LinkedIn, I'm just missing out on too many comments. Yes, big fan of Kanika and what she does. Refers to it as dating the job. Yes, 100%. I use the advice I've learned from you this week. I'm actually getting better responses to my cold DMs. Yes, I love it. Dev Mommy. If you want to comment like any specific things you're doing, like can you give me like one thing you've changed? Because I want to be able to provide value to the community. Any other questions you have? Again, least amount of words as possible. Go for the ask. Tell that person why you're messaging them. Again, I always tell this story. I was talking with a senior engineering manager. He got laid off. It was a few months ago. He said he wasn't getting any responses in the DMs, and he changed his format. And he started to go straight to the source, straight to the engineering leader who was hiring for the role, and basically sent a DM and goes, here's why you should hire me. I have these 3 main skills. This is what the job requires, and I have those skills. Let's talk. He said his response rate shot up like 50%, right? Again, be specific, be short in your DMs, but go for the ask the hiring manager needs. And like that goes for anybody, right? If you're wanting to network with, whether it's a job or not, if you're trying to message somebody, even just to chat with them, the network with them, be like, I'm just going to use Garrett, for example, right? Like be like Garrett, hey, Garrett, I've always wanted to get my CISSP. Would love to chat with you for 6 minutes on just like 2 or 3 steps I could get on 2 or 3 steps on how to get my CISSP, right? So what does that do with Garrett? Garrett knows how long I'm going to talk to him, right? What type of conversation we're about to have so he can prepare in his mind. And he also knows he only needs to give me 2 or 3 tips and we're out. Now, Garrett may message me back and be like, hey, Taylor, I don't have time to chat right now. Like, that's fine. Do you think you could fire off like an email with this stuff, right? So again, the way to really follow up with people and keep on with people is if they message you back and say, hey, I can't chat right now. Because like right now, I can't chat right now, right? Like there's a lot of people who like are message me and like I don't have the capacity right now. So I always ask them, but how can I help? Right. And so go specific for the ask. I want to see, I'm just kind of checking if there's anything else, any other things I'm kind of seeing right now. Also I am creating a recruiter list on Twitter. I'm actively doing that. If you do want to follow along, go to my profile on Twitter. And it's under the list. It's called Taylor's Recruiters List. I got about 6 people on there right now. Definitely need to starting to add more today. Joe, my fellow recruiter friend up here as well. Joe, short and specific is huge. Recruiters likely don't have time to read a massive paragraph in the DM. We are juggling massive numbers of open recs. Again, like I said, huge, right? Huge. Be short, be specific, right? We don't have time to go back and forth. Building those professional relationships, absolute key, 100%. Deb Mommy comes in. So again, she said that she's had much better success recently. Reading their profile, find a personal connection. Yes, this is it, right? If you're trying to message somebody cold, go to their profile and see if y'all have anything in common, right? Like I went to University of South Carolina. Like I can message anybody in the SEC and say, go Cox. And like, I'll probably get a response back, right? College football is king in the SEC. I can message any hiring manager that went to an SEC school and talk college football with them, most likely, right? I highlight what I've done at work. It matches a key point. Yes, 100%. Look at if you go to LinkedIn, some other places, look at their here. I'm going to share my screen real quick here. Let's see here. I'm going to share my screen. Let's see here. Hold on real quick. Share. Oh, no, hold on. Present, share screen. So what I would do, I would look at their featured section, right? Look at their featured section and maybe make a comment of something they have pinned, right? If you message me and be like, hey, I saw, where you're joining up, where you joined with Gun.io, or, I saw your video talking about your dad, like that will get my attention, right? Or I would look at their activity, right? See if they've made any posts, right? You could message me and be like, hey, Taylor, I saw you made a post about benefits yesterday. That's incredibly important to me. We'd love to talk more about that, right? Again, so check their activity. Also, scroll all the way down. Check their interests, right? Check their interest here. Check their companies. Check their groups, right? Just schools. Check everything because all that stuff makes a huge impact. Let's see here. Actually, research a person is huge. Yeah, I'll never forget when I was at Vaco, the last company I worked at, and I was recruiting manager. Basically, the guy, one of my first hires on my new team at the time, he researched my LinkedIn profile and asked me some really, really good questions. I mean, I'll never forget. I mean, it's been 3 or 4 years at this point, and I'll never forget how that came across. He researched my profile and asked like 3 questions specifically related to my LinkedIn profile, whether it's me being at Vaco for a long time or going to South Carolina or Gary Vaynerchuk or something or other, one of my interests. I'll never forget. It blew me away. I ended up hiring that guy just because I could tell he actually cared. Let's see here. Taya comes in here. I'm reaching out to recent connections at previous conferences. Again, we've talked about this recently on the show. If you open up your connections on LinkedIn, it's reverse chronological in that the people who you've connected with recently are like the most recent people you've connected with, if that makes sense. So if you went to a conference, go to your connections on LinkedIn. The most recent connections are the ones you met at that conference. Let's see here. Wendy comes in. It has to be regular and sincere, not just looking to love it, or I agree. Yeah. So I have a tendency to do this, Wendy. Love it, or I agree, or yes, or let's go, right? Like, if you're going to network with people, like, put some thoughtful comments in there, right? Again, I've kind of gone away from this, but I want to remind people networking right now in today's world is liking and commenting on people's statuses. It just is. That's networking. Like, I'll never forget Instagram had some bug like last week, or no, last month or something, and I couldn't DM people. And literally I freaked out, and I realized how much I use the DM feature on Instagram to like keep up with people, whether it's a clap emoji or 100 emoji, or like commenting on somebody's like picture with their family. Like, I use the DM feature on Instagram like crazy to keep up with people. That's the same way on LinkedIn. The only way you can keep up with an insane amount of people to help you on your job search is commenting, liking, networking with people on LinkedIn. Like, truly. Jamin Holmgren, CTO of Infinite Red out west, he posted like last month or so. He was like, I really want to get better at LinkedIn. How do I get better at LinkedIn? I said, and I tweeted at him, I said, delete every single other social media off your phone other than LinkedIn, right? And then your habit will eventually go to LinkedIn. Also, join Discords, join Slacks, join the friend zone.lol, right? Like, we have a free tier, like join that, right? So again, like, just be involved. Like your community is built online, which will funnel to the job search. Yep. Don't pretend. Kent, it's good to see you, big dog. Authenticity matters. Seth, appreciate you, big dog. It's great to see you as always. Hope you're doing well, my friend. Need to catch up here very, very soon. Cool. All right. That was enough from the yapping. Does anybody else have any comments? Again, be short, be specific, be genuine. Try to find something you can connect with in the DMs. Go for the ask immediately. Like, I would prefer people to go also follow up 3, 4, 5 times, right? Like, literally, I haven't heard from one person recently. I had to follow up with this guy 3 times before I got a response. It happens. I don't care. People are busy. People ain't got time to get back to you immediately, right? 3, 4, 5 times, 6 times. Like, that's the type of follow-up that you kind of have to have right now. So again, it was great to see y'all today. Thank y'all for tuning in on YouTube. I appreciate it. As always, subscribe on YouTube, right? I think I'm supposed to say that. If you like this on LinkedIn and you feel like you can get value, if your network can get value, feel free to reshare this. Would love that. Again, as always, if you want to be kept up in the loop, text live to 615-235-5650, launching the friend zone on Monday. Hope to see you there. Tech Dads group, recreated my email newsletter so you can connect with my network easier. And yeah, I think that's it. Let's see here. Oh, Seth, play the long game. I put a calendar reminder on my calendar. I love this. 100%. Play the long game. Set reminders. Use your calendar accordingly. Sweet. I love it. All right. I appreciate y'all. Y'all have a great weekend. Happy Friday. We'll see y'all back on Monday. Who's Monday's guest? Hold on real quick. Monday's guest, Emily Freeman, the great Emily Freeman, is coming on the show Monday. So can't wait to interview her. Y'all have a good one. Take it easy. Peace.